They tell you to be kind, don't they? To keep your head down, stay polite, and smile no matter what they do to you. Be the bigger person. Turn the other cheek. Oh, how easy it is for them to preach when it's not their soul being stepped on, their dreams being torn apart, or their fire being smothered. They love to talk about kindness when they're holding the knife, don't they? And when you finally stop smiling, when you stand up and push back, oh, suddenly you're the problem. Suddenly you're too much, too angry, too cold, too rude. But let's get one thing straight, my attitude isn't some random twist of fate. It's a masterpiece they created. Every sharp edge, every icy glare, every unapologetic word, it's all because of them. You don't like my attitude? Good. That means you're finally seeing the reflection of your own actions. Because here's the truth: no one likes to admit people break you and then get mad when the pieces don't fit back together the way they want. They push you to the edge and act surprised when you stop caring about their comfort. They create the monster and then scream when it roars. But me? Oh, I've stopped apologizing for who I am. You want to call me cold, unfeeling, ruthless? Fine. I'll wear those names like a crown, because every bit of this attitude, every single ounce is my armor, and I'll never let anyone take it away. Let's talk about them for a moment, shall we? The ones who set the rules, who decide what's acceptable and what isn't. They'll tell you to be nice, but they'll mock you for being too soft. They'll say to speak your mind, but the moment your truth makes them uncomfortable, they'll silence you. They'll tell you to stay strong, but God forbid your strength intimidates them. Do you see the game yet? It's all a trap. A carefully laid out maze designed to keep you chasing their approval while losing yourself. But here's the thing about me: I don't play by their rules anymore. I've seen behind the curtain. I've seen how quickly people will turn on you the moment you stop bending over backward to make their lives easier. You give and give and give and give, and all they do is take. And when you're empty, when there's nothing left for them to drain, they'll call you selfish for not giving more. Do you see the joke now? Do you see the absurdity of it all? So, I made a choice. I decided to stop caring about their comfort. I stopped worrying about their opinions. My attitude isn't about being mean or cruel. It's about survival. It's about self-respect. And if that makes them uncomfortable, well, maybe they should have thought about that before they pushed me to this point. Do you remember the first time you felt it? That shift inside you? When you realized that no matter how much you tried, no matter how kind or patient or forgiving you were, it was never enough for them. I do. I remember it like it was yesterday. They smiled to my face and stabbed me in the back. They said they cared, but their actions screamed otherwise. And I kept forgiving them, again and again and again, until one day I couldn't. It wasn't a dramatic moment. There were no fireworks, no grand declarations. It was quiet, like a flame burning out, or maybe like a new one being lit. That's when I knew. That's when I realized that kindness without boundaries is just a slow form of self-destruction. And I refused to destroy myself for people who wouldn't lift a finger to save me. So I changed, slowly at first. A little colder, a little sharper. I started saying no. I stopped apologizing for things that weren't my fault. And oh, how they hated it. The same people who broke me were the first to complain about the person I became. Isn't that funny? They wanted me weak so they could feel strong. But I'm not weak anymore. And now they don't know what to do with me. Every scar, every wound, every heartbreak, it all became part of my armor. And let me tell you something, this armor isn't pretty. It's jagged, uneven, rough around the edges. But it's strong. Stronger than anything they could ever tear down. People like to talk about forgiveness as if it's the ultimate virtue, but let me ask you this: what's the point of forgiving someone who isn't sorry? What's the point of lowering your defenses when you know they'll just strike again? Forgiveness is a luxury, and not everyone deserves it. I don't hold grudges. I just remember. I remember who stood by me and who walked away. I remember who lifted me up and who kicked me while I was down. And I've learned to carry those memories not as a burden, but as a reminder to protect myself. A reminder to never let anyone use me again. This attitude, you see, it's not arrogance, it's self-respect, and I'll never apologize for that. They say attitude is a choice, and they're right. But what they don't tell you is that sometimes that choice is made for you. When people push you, hurt you, betray you, you're left with two options: break or rebuild. I chose to rebuild. I chose to take every ounce of pain, every insult, every moment of doubt, and turn it into fuel. Because here's the truth: the world doesn't care about your pain. It only cares about how you use it. So I stopped hiding mine. I stopped pretending to be okay when I wasn't. And instead of letting it break me, I let it sharpen me. Pain can do one of two things: destroy you or transform you. And me? Oh, I've made it my greatest weapon. You want to know why I have this attitude? Because I've earned it. Every bit of it. And if that bothers you, well, maybe you should have treated me better. To the ones who pushed me, hurt me, doubted me, thank you. Yes, you heard me right. Thank you. Because without your actions, without your betrayals, I wouldn't be who I am today. You thought you were breaking me, but all you did was build someone you can't control. Someone who doesn't need your approval. Someone who doesn't care about your opinion. My attitude is a mirror, and if you don't like what you see, maybe it's time to take a long, hard look at yourself. But let me make one thing clear: I don't owe you anything. Not my kindness, not my time, not my forgiveness. The person I am today, I built them. Brick by brick, scar by scar, and I'm proud of every piece. You don't have to like me. You don't even have to respect me. But you will never break me again. That much I promise you. So to anyone out there who feels the way I once did, lost, broken, used, hear this: your attitude is your power. Don't let them shame you for it. Don't let them take it away. Wear it proudly. Because in the end, the only person who gets to decide who you are is you. And if they don't like that, well, that sounds like their problem, doesn't it?